Demetrius Andrade, the best 154-pounder out there who wants to fight the best. And also, since we're on this subject right now, people got me talking a little bit, man. This law of a situation with me outbidding myself. First of all, you don't pay the bill. Second of all, we didn't even get that far. Do you want to fight Demetrius Andrade? Yes or no? And then we can get into the money situation. At the end of the day, like this shit need to stop. It goes from me outbidding myself from law to me saying that Earl Spencer's on drugs, man. Come on, man. A-team in the building. We the best. As long as we're being talked about, that's all that matters. But please don't believe the lies. You know what I'm saying? Coming out the source's mouth is me. And yeah, thank you.
Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Whether you love or hate Demetrius Andrade, the fact remains is he hasn't been very smart with his career. Now, there's a couple of things we got to get into. You see the title of the video. Demetrius Andrade is ducking Triple G. And I know a lot of y'all going to be upset by the title of that video. You're probably going to click it. But you got to listen to what I got to say. Demetrius Andrade called out Gennady Golovkin. He called out Gennady Golovkin back in November, right? Dang, we still in November. So he called out Triple G early November, right? Now, Demetrius Andrade has been in negotiations with Sergey Derevyanchenko, something like that. This guy's 11-0 with 9 knockouts. They were negotiating to fight on December 16th, you know, on the David Lemieux, Billy Joe Saunders undercard, all right? So they were planning on fighting. They've been negotiating for some time. Demetrius Andrade pulls out at the last second. He claimed he didn't have enough time to get ready for the fight. But the negotiations took place 7 weeks before the fight date. So that's plenty of time to get ready. If you think you're going to take the fight, you start training right away, right? Now, shouldn't Demetrius Andrade be in shape all year round? I mean, realistically, these boxers should be in shape all year round because, I mean, it's their job to fight and be ready at the push of a button, at any call, you know? Now, this would have been an eliminator for the IBF championship, right? The winner of this fight would have gone on to be Triple G's mandatory challenger. And you know how the IBF is when it comes to their IBF, the rankings and mandatory challengers. Like, you're pretty much guaranteed a fight with Triple G and or Canelo if that fight takes place for a second time in 2018. Now, it's to my understanding that they even attempted to push negotiations back to 2018 with Demetrius Andrade if he wasn't ready on December 16th. But he also declined that as well. So that tells me one thing. One, you're either incredibly stupid not to take this fight. And granted, Demetrius Andrade just had a fight with Alantez Fox, right? Then you have, it was Alantez Fox back in October. Okay, I get it. It was October 10th, a month ago, right? Most fighters are out of the ring 3 months before or about a month, and then they fight 3 months afterward. And I mean, most fighters are fighting 3 times a year. Your average, I can't even say your average fighter is fighting 3 times a year, but I think for Demetrius Andrade at this point in his career, fighting 3 times in a year would be appropriate for him. This was his second fight, Alantez Fox, right? Now, I think the one before that was Jack Colque, right? Yeah, it was Jack Colque. So, look, man, you were supposed to stop Alantez Fox, first of all, but you ended up going 12 rounds with a guy who claimed to be injured. Why didn't you knock him out? Jermall Charlo knocked out his first opponent at 160. And he was overmatched as well. I mean, not Charlo, but the guy he beat was overmatched. So, Alantez Fox, you just put on a boxing clinic on this guy. You didn't stop him. So what's that really mean? But you didn't really get hurt too much in that fight, right? So how come you're not ready to fight in December? Why aren't you ready to fight in that eliminator? Like, this is Demetrius Andrade. This is the guy who's been looking for an opportunity to fight a tough opponent. Well, to fight a big-name opponent, right? I think Triple G's a big-name opponent. I think he's a big opponent for you. And you called him out, right? So why didn't you take the eliminator then, huh? Well, honestly, the guy that you would have been fighting in that eliminator was a pretty tough fighter. Pretty tough fighter. And I think maybe you was a little shook to fight this guy because he is a tough opponent. Now, you would have beat him and you would have had your pick at Triple G or Canelo, man. Like, you've been looking for the Canelo fight for how long? But now you just threw it all away. I don't get it. Like, it's your job to box. It's your job to be ready to take these fights. But you talking about you ain't ready. You just won a one-sided fight against Alantez Fox. And you really should have stopped that boy. But you ain't stop him. But you know what? Demetrius Andrade is notorious for pulling out of fights. I think he was scheduled to fight one of the Charlo brothers a while back, right? But he pulled out of that fight too. You pulled out of negotiations with Lara. You calling all these dudes out, and then when it comes time to actually make the fight or go through with the fight, you backing out. Your resume's trash. I don't believe in Demetrius Andrade. And I think Jamal Charlo would have beat, bro. Jamal Charlo would have smashed this dude. I don't believe the hype with Andrade, man. He like running after dudes, after fights. He like trying to call dudes out, but you never trying to get in that ring, bro. Like, you was scheduled to fight him. I don't get it. You was scheduled to fight. I don't know if it was Jermell or Jamal. I don't remember. It was one of them. He was scheduled to fight him, but you backed out. We can't even stop there. Let's look at his history of fighting. In 2013, you fought twice. In 2014, you fought once. In 2015, you fought once. In 2016, you fought once. And this year, you fought twice. Is it going to be the same in 2018? We can look up and down at your resume, and it's complete trash. It's complete trash. You definitely got you a second job somewhere. I don't know, maybe Chipotle. I don't know I don't know where this dude worked, man. Demetrius Andrade. But I don't believe in this dude no more, man. I used to like Demetrius Andrade. I used to like that he was running his mouth, talking crazy and reckless. You know what I'm saying? I seen you get dropped before too, so you know what? Jamal Charlo would have beat you. Jamel Charlo would beat you. I'm not even sure if you even beat J-Rock, bro. I don't know. But you're not gonna beat Triple G. You're not even gonna get a chance to fight Triple G or Canelo. You're never gonna get a chance to fight them. I just think it's interesting that you just could have been put in a position to face him and make some real money for once in your career. But you turned it down. You turned it down. Now, Jamal Charlo, it's crazy because they about to bottleneck Triple G and Canelo. Because you got Jamal Charlo with the WBC. He's about to fight in another eliminator. But I do expect him to win that fight. Somebody got to see Jamal Charlo. And then you got David Lemieux, Billy Joe Saunders. You got Danny Jacobs. Like, it's a lot of options at 160, man. 160 is looking nice. Demetrius Andrade, though, man. Ain't you fighting on HBO now, bro? Like, you need to holler at Eddie Hearn, man. You need to get you a promoter. Somebody that's going to promote you and have you fighting consistently. Because you haven't been fighting consistently since 2012. 2011, bro. Like, you a wasted talent. How old is Demetrius Andrade? He got to be at least 30. He's 29. He about to be 30. That's a shame, man. Because I had high expectations for this guy, man, and he's just throwing his career away. Let me know what you think about him backing out of that fight and for that IBF eliminator, man. Let me know what you think about. It's a duck. I call it duck a duck. You ducking Triple G, man. You don't really want that fight. If you really wanted that fight, you would have went through with that eliminator. You know, that would have been your best shot at getting Triple G in the ring. Because right now, Triple G doesn't have to fight you. Because you've done nothing in the sport of boxing. You've done nothing. You're still trying to make a name for yourself. But being on HBO is a good starting point. And secondly, being more active is going to help you out. But you're not finna to back out of fights. You know, you definitely ducking Triple G. Triple G knock you out. Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. I'm out.